Welcome back to the Convo Couch, ladies and gentlemen. I am Pasta Jardula.
And I'm Fiorella.
And we've been getting a lot of people coming over to our YouTube as of late. We want to continue to ask you to please do so. All the information you need there to find out, to keep up with the Convo Couch, whether you want to get on Fiorella's Savage Twitter or my light softball, volleyball Twitter, our Facebook, our YouTubes. We have an Instagrizzy. We have it all, don't we, fams?
Yes, fam. I'm sorry. You're
Well, you know
don't
what?
call it Instagrizzy, fam.
Well, whatever. You know these kids. The YouTubes. We're on the YouTubes right now. We want to thank everybody over on the MCSC network, Niko House included. And if you got time to stop, go over to the Convo Couch YouTube. Help us out. We would love and appreciate that as well. There's our information if you got a few bucks to spare. We have a Patreon. And if you give me a ring, I'll give you my Venmo. Anyways, let's get talking because we have everything, all the information listed on our pages, fam. But there are some pages that don't have certain people listed when it comes to polls out there.
Right. We saw what they did to Bernie Sanders, MSNBC, typical. They've been doing this, for the last 3 years. But they also are doing it to Tulsi. What a coincidence.
Coincidence, I say. So right off the bat, we're going to show you something we got because last night, Johnny Tsunami said, Pasta, did you see the poll that Tulsi wasn't included? And I was like, yeah, I saw it. And he goes, the one from Berkeley? I was like, no, wait. I saw this other one. So it wasn't just one poll, but it was two polls we found that they're purposely leaving the most anti-war candidate off the ballot.
But fam, maybe she's just not polling enough.
No, she's polling, and they also said on the instructions for these, we're going to look really quick at the video, that if they made a debate, they should have been included in this poll. Johnny, you want to put it up and let the peeps see?
Poll, just to confirm what Paul had said here, and I was unable to find Tulsi Gabbard's name on the poll. Now, the poll itself was supposed to include everyone that made the debates. So Tulsi did make the debates, but she was not included. What
I'd like to do is I'm going to give you a link to the write-up of the poll, methodology and data, and I'm going to give you contact information. The individual that is the director of the expanded Berkeley IGS poll as of February 2017 is Mark D. Camillo, and his name did appear at the start of the poll as well. You can see here. So I went over to the University of Berkeley, and unfortunately I was unable to find a direct phone number, but you do have an email contact right here. So you can write this down and you can email him and complain. Let him receive literally hundreds, if not thousands of emails. MDICAMI.
All right, LLO, right? So what we thought we would do, and we want to just show you this is not the only place it's happening. We figured we'd do something new here, and we would write an email together from the Convo Couch sending it to Mark D. Camillo, because on an Italian man, what we would call this guy is persona non grata. Johnny.
Yeah. I just want to clarify that in this video he shows that they have all the other Saturday Democratic candidates there, but Tulsi Gabbard's not there. I looked through the poll, the paper itself, and looking through that, you cannot find her at all.
Mm-hmm. Do they have Delaney, though?
They have everybody else. De Blasio, Delaney.
They have de Blasio?
Yeah.
What about Inslee?
They have Inslee in there.
Klobuchar? Fam, I know you like Klobuchar,
right?
They
have Klobuchar here.
They got Klobuchar.
They got Booker here, so you can see their names.
It's not like it's just a poll where they're taking the top 5 people who are polling. It's a poll where they have all the candidates except for one. They have Marianne Williamson there as well.
Yeah, they have Marianne Williamson.
But the Congresswoman is left off. So let's write a letter. What do you say, ladies and gentlemen? We're getting involved in this and stuff. If you have anything to say on the chats, I'm going to go over to the MCSC network too as well. Let's start off. Let's write an email, fam. Let's get on the email and let's send this Fugazi, is what I like to call him, a little taste of our mind. And we encourage you out there, please, ladies and gentlemen, do the same. Let's let the people know out there that we're going to support our candidates. We're going to support the progressives. We're not going to let you smear and control the narrative, fam.
It's just like regardless of if you support Tulsi or not, it's just wrong on principle to exclude her, whether you like her or not. And like again, if we're gonna be like the Hillary Clinton people in 2016 who didn't care that Bernie was cheated because it helped their candidate, then we are no better than they are. And so we need to stop the hypocrisy and really say something to these people, because what they're doing to her now is reminiscent of what they did to Bernie back then, and they're still trying to do it to him, as we've seen. But here's the thing, they're not doing it to the majority of these establishment candidates at all. And it's just really weird. Like, just two polls, you're telling me. It's not just a coincidence, right? It's been 2 polls. So.
Well, let's get it set here. What's the email address again, Johnny? I want to make sure everybody knows it's clear.
It's MDICAMILLO@berkeley.edu. Yeah. And we want to make sure we spell Berkeley correctly.
BERKLEY?
No, BERKELEY. See,
I would have fucked it up right there.
There's an extra E in there. I had no idea about
it. I would have messed it up, but thank God Johnny got it for me.
I messed it up in the...
and the subject is WTF. What does that stand for?
Are you really asking me?
No, I'm just being... what the fudge and stuff like that. The whole establishment is against her, and half of the so-called progressives are against her. Sam Cedar, Dave Packman, TYT. Thank you, Avalon 19. 100%. This whole machine, it's almost identical to what they were doing against Bernie and stuff. And now this is even more of an anti-war candidate over here. Not to say that Bernie's great when it comes, because he was the original one when he was yelling about the defense budget. But, I mean, she has pinpointed specifically regime change wars and how much we spend our money, the blowback. She's met from oppositions and adversaries from each group. She is the anti-war candidate. And the mainstream medias and guys like this Di Camilla guy, this Italian guy, this wannabe Italian guy, you're now Stugats. Let's write a letter. Okay, so what do we have up first? Why the fuck was Tulsi left off your damn poll? You put the damn polls. Put your damn poll.
Do you really want?
Yeah, I want his damn poll because this is the son of a bitch responsible.
I really gotta type it like this. Maybe we should go a little bit more.
Maybe we should go a little bit more politician.
Let's go more generic so the fans can use it. So the fans can use it.
I know my friends.
What we really want to type.
I know my friends on the MCSC network are going to get savage over there. So feel free to get savage. We'll get a little bit professional. Excuse me, sir. Pardon me. Do you have any Grey Poupon?
May I have some more, sir?
Yes, sir. Excuse me, monsieur, but we think there's a little bit of problem here.
Okay,
Mark.
So what are we going? Let's see. Fam, come on.
I wouldn't pee on you if you were on fire. Okay. You are a POS. That's piece of shit, fam. And you can go to hell, Mark D. Camillo. Who's paying you, you operative piece of you know what? All right, let's get serious here.
Okay,
so, fam, help me out. Mark.
I wanted to bring it to your attention that several of us have noticed that Tulsi Gabbard, called Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard's name has been excluded. Precisely, she is the only one whose name has been excluded. And at the risk of being a biased poll, you might want to rectify that. So others could see that you are doing this without any ulterior motive.
Okay, so I wanted to bring it to your attention that several of us had noticed that Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard was excluded from the Berkeley IGS poll.
Yes.
That's what I got. Okay.
With love, go fuck yourself. The CONvo go die.
Please rectify this error, as she is, it's the only one that's been excluded. Regardless of our feelings for Tulsi, this is not a just representation.
Jason V on our YouTube had Mark, so diplomatic. I know. Listen, Jay, I want to get cray. I want to get nuts on these guys.
I'm savage, but I mean,
well, not really. She's really savage when it comes to stuff, and usually I'm the nice guy, especially when we interview. But you know what? What's the address? Give me the address one more time. Somebody's asking.
This is not a just.
Somebody put it there.
This is not a just representation.
Guys, join on in this. If you guys can do a copy of your letter, and whoever sends us the best letter, we'll send you a T-shirt.
The reason we're doing, I'm saying it, put it like this, it's because you're almost mocking them, because you know this is so blatant and so corrupt that if you just come at them with that a little bit of, you know how Democrats are, they like to use big words and throw around some platitude salad. So yeah, we can do the same thing, right? We can literally take 30 paragraphs to say one thing, and still not get to the same answer. So I'm just kind of like mirroring what they do to us.
I want to send some love out to Jesus Perez, Bread Showers, Propaganda, None Your Business, the OP Kingdom, Elephants on Coke. What a great friggin' name. That's over on the MCSE network. And remember, if you got time over there, Jason V, he's on the YouTubes, the Convo Couch YouTubes. We love and thank you guys who do that. Curious 49, Marcus Holbert, Ruben Masagwa. I love that name. Gaber for Life _-7 and Chris David are in the house. What's our letter sound like so far?
Okay, so far, here's what we got. Mark, I wanted to bring it to your attention that several of us have noticed that Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard was excluded from the Berkeley IGS poll. Please rectify this error, as she's the only person who was excluded. This is not a just representation of what?
This is not a just representation.
This
Crawl
is
back
not
under
an
a rock and die.
Accurate representation of. This is just not. This is just not an accurate representation.
Okay. And
please rectify immediately in big letters.
Or else
we
will eat the rich.
The Convo Couch will expose your ass
immediately.
Yes.
Gulags.
With love, crawl under a rock and die. The Convo Couch.
I want to sign it out.
Sincerely, not sincerely.
No.
Regards.
Yes.
That's what you say.
Regards regards. Because there's no love, there's no friends, there's no nothing. Go fucking scratch. Excuse my French for cursing. But this shit is really getting out of hand, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm so glad
Fugazi.
that it's terrible.
It's
terrible.
Literally, someone said Fugazi.
And you know what? I'm so glad that not only we are doing this, but people like Rob TV, Kit Cabello and Harns Lenz and his crew, Tim Black, Niko House. I'm glad that Jimmy Dore's still doing his stuff. I'm glad that all these podcasters out there, whatever you want to call us, are just doing this stuff, because if we let the mainstream media continue to do this shit, this right here is a great example, okay? This should be illegal. They should be blacklisted and taken down for doing what they're doing, all right?
Unfortunately, there's all kinds. This happens all the time, and we've seen it time and time again. But what I have a problem with is the quote-unquote progressive media completely ignoring this and standing behind people like Warren and trying to equate her to Bernie Sanders and trying to simultaneously trash Tulsi Gabbard while uplifting someone like Warren. And fam, this is going to bring us into the second point, which I woke up today with glee.
Yes.
Because...
But wait, before you get into that... Just really quick.
Are we gonna send it?
Send it.
Yeah, send it.
Send the letter, and then just show really quick the other poll real quick, the unicorn one, and then we'll move on to the next subject.
No, I just was saying, like, I'm not going into it, but I was just saying I woke up with glee. Because
no, I did too, fam. Because when I saw this shit, I was like doing that dance going, whoa, where's Stevie Woolbrandt at? Do the Steve Woolbrandt. He's on the line. I love you, Stevie W. But yeah, we got some great stuff. And you can see, here's the unicorn politics once again. There's Mayor Pete Buttigieg. There's John Delaney, who should be on the Republican side. Senator Harris, Senator Sanders, Senator Ward, Senator Cory Booker, Beto O'Rourke. I know you love him, fam. A Biden, who's just awful. Amy Klobuchar, Kristen Gillibrand, Jay Inslee, Terry McAuliffe, Governor Terry McAuliffe.
Who the fuck is that?
I know, Julian Castro, Steve Bullock, and John Hickenlooper. Wait, no, to all... Didn't they leave what's his name off? The running back from Wisconsin?
They left out Eric Swalwell.
Yeah, they left out
Michael Bennett, I think they left
Eric
off.
Swalwell.
Swalwell and stuff.
The running back, yeah.
Terrible. I mean, this one left off several people. The other one had everybody on but Tulsi. But once again, you can see these people. Their names aren't as big as Tulsi. It's just bull. Okay. So, fam, what did we wake up in glee to today? Because Johnny Tsunami said this.
They didn't even have Yang on there.
Yang on there either? Yeah. Somebody put UBI, you be ignorant. I don't know about that one. I'm so sorry. Here you go. My bad.
Thank you, fam.
While you guys are watching, go over to the Convo Couch YouTube. Sorry.
So today, Bernie Sanders decided to take off the gloves and threw shade at the third way, and the third way has been pushing Warren. And so a lot of Warren stands were so salty that they needed fries with their salt, fam. Because they have been trying to elevate Warren to Bernie and have been saying, you guys can't attack Warren. You can't.
Yes.
And like it's like they've been equating attacks to talking about policy, and her backing off Medicare for all, her pro-war agenda, her green bombs, her centrism. and just inevitably, you know, she's the same thing. And so we haven't even been able to say anything without getting attacked as being Bernie bros and stuff. But today, Bernie is the one who punched.
Throw some shade.
And he said, the cat is out of the bag. The corporate wing of the Democratic Party is publicly anybody but Bernie. They know our progressive agenda of Medicare for all, breaking up big banks, taking on drug companies, and raising wages is a real threat to the billionaire class.
What's that Politico article he tagged it under?
So he tagged this Politico article that says centrists are coming around to Elizabeth Warren as an alternative to Bernie Sanders. And if you can click, I don't know if I put the article, if you want to click on the article, but basically it's just talking about how they are pushing her. And thank you, Politico, because in your effort to undermine Bernie, yet again, you're actually helping him and helping prove our point. The point that I know people like us, Niko House, Jimmy Dore, and very few leftist independent media have been trying to tell all of you, that Warren is a spoiler for Bernie Sanders, that she is in no way an ally. She's aligning herself with the centrists, and I had hoped she could be an ally. But all she has done thus far is align herself with the people trying to defeat Bernie, thereby dividing the progressive movement, taking votes away from progressives for herself, and of course then Biden has a bigger chance to win.
Well, listen, there's two things I got to say. Number one, you got to work on your Bernie accent a little bit better. You got to get a little bit more huge, and we know who they are, but you're getting better at it.
You're New York.
I hear you. Being from New York, I think I got a little bit more Brooklyn. My dad and Bernie from the same spot. I'm from Long Island. And the second part is that, listen, we've seen this coming for quite some time. I used to play the Elizabeth Warren video when she was at a barbecue and she was talking about, if you made some money, good for you. You built a factory, good for you. But the underlying notion is that you pay it forward to the next guy.
Right.
And I played that video over and over and over again. I supported her when she made a big run, when she tried to talk to Hillary Clinton about these banking regulations and credit cards and how they were getting out of hand. And yet she explained it all to Hillary Clinton over some burgers and fries. You should look at it. She had said that the what's the word I'm looking for? The pressure of being an elected official can sometimes get to you, and you will fold on decisions and votes. And you know what? She's been folding like a beach chair, this woman, man. I mean, left after with it, backing away from Medicare for all should be enough. But now, what about our number one purity test, as you like to say, one rule? Don't take corporate money. Don't take PAC money. She's getting money from George
funneling her money,
Soros,
guys.
for crying out loud.
And we broke that story here, and I just wanted to say, like, this isn't because we like any better. This is something that people should know, that she's actually not being genuine. She's being insincere, and she should have just said, oh, I'm using some of that PAC money in my campaign this time, but I'm not taking any more corporate money during the primary. I mean, just be honest about it. I would rather hear that. That way we know where we stand, instead of tricking people into thinking that you're somehow going to be an ally to Bernie Sanders. So a lot of people were up in arms. I know Chrissy Teigen let out a few tweets like, this isn't good. This is a bad tweet. And it's really interesting. It's really unnerving, but it's also kind of comical watching millionaires rag on Bernie supporters and saying we're being children, and saying we're whining all the time. Yeah, you're a millionaire. Like, what do you know about the struggles of not having Medicare for all?
Yeah.
About, a $15 minimum wage. So it's all of these things that I'm just looking at. I'm just like, this is disgusting to see, but it's nice that it's being all out in the open now. We see where everyone stands.
Yeah.
We know where we go from here. And I love that Bernie did this, because I feel like Bernie doing this, like, it gives us strength. Like, his supporters are like, yes, Bernie, you need to be like this. You need to be savage, because you know what? We're sick of you trying to placate to the centrists, which some of us have felt he has been advised to do. Yeah. And that's just not how you're going to win. And that's just not.
We're not doing a story on it today, though, fam, but there's still more stuff that Bernie has to work on, too, particularly his connection to California. Last time when he came through California, I was just really, really confused. We're talking about the last election with him supporting Mike Levin and Jimmy Gomez, and both these guys are centrist party insiders of sorts. They have little, shadows or little sprecks or sprinkles of being a progressive, but you're talking about a fracking lobbyist. So whoever's advising him in California, you need to get this shit together, because
it's a problem if whoever's advising him is also not really a grassroots progressive, which is something that is problematic. California, I think there's a disconnect between Washington, D.C. and what they think California is and what the grassroots knows California is. And if, as that campaign, you're not listening to the grassroots and you're not keeping them close and actually taking your advice from them, you risk losing. So this is something that Bernie Sanders and the campaign are going to have to pay close attention to.
But doesn't he, how come he's not getting this, fam? I mean, last time what happened, and this is really, I think, just damaging to his whole campaign, especially in California, when he's not choosing the right people, when California is that important. I can understand it the first time around, but again,
here we go fucking again. But California has people who call themselves progressives who aren't progressives. We know this.
Every state has that, though, right?
The majority of California, though. We people think of California as a progressive state when we are literally neoliberal central. We are not progressive at all. And the things that progressives have to fight against are even worse, because when you know you're fighting against a Republican, you know who a Republican is. Okay, that's fine. But here in California, you not only have the Democratic establishment, you have the progressives who aren't progressive at all.
Yeah.
Who say they're progressive and trick people into thinking they're progressive.
Yeah.
And Maria Estrada knows about this. I mean, I'm not going to go there, but we know exactly who these people are. There are a lot of the delegates in the Democratic Party in California, and they pretend to be Bernie supporters, but really, they really aren't. And they're really not on the ground pushing for him, and they're really not doing the work. So Bernie Sanders, there's no way he's going to be able to know all of this, which is why you have to talk to the grassroots. And I hope there is a level of communication that improves from here on out.
I mean, I looked at some of the people that he hired on staff, and, aside from Socrates, who I love, Socrates and stuff, I really didn't know these people. And we're connected out here, fam. We know a lot of people. So if I look in friends in common, we'll probably have like 500 people in common, maybe 600 people in common. If I look at like Carlos Mero Queen, we're like at 400 people in common. These people had like 10 people in common,
right.
11 people in common.
Right.
And one of them, her name was Melissa Bryan or Byron. I don't know what her name, but she was working in New Hampshire in 2016. She's running the grassroots in California this time around.
Well, she's running the campaign. She's not running the grassroots. It's two entirely.
She said she was the grassroots organizer in that one thing we looked at. She was going to be connected to the grass. All I'm saying is, fam, is that I don't even know these people, and a lot of the people I know that applied for his staff didn't get calls, and I might not even agree with a lot of those people a lot of times, but I know they're diehard burners that's going to go out there and really help deliver in California. I don't know about this, and this is just very controversial in my mind, I don't know, fam. I don't want to speak too much of it right now. I just hope he gets the shit together.
I think it's going to take the grassroots like us and continuing to work there and work hard regardless to elect him. But I think we do have to bring it to their attention that some of the people being hired aren't necessarily the people that should be running in California, because California is such a big state and you need to know the ground game. And if you don't know the ground game, you risk losing, and we cannot lose California. Yeah. We just can't.
Phones were going crazy this morning. My boy D. Garcia even said, I got calls all this morning about this crap. I got calls all this morning about this. So listen, I don't want to talk deeply into this, but I hope they get this thing straightened out, because California's huge. California's big. And I don't know. Hey, man,
specifically Los Angeles is really, really, really difficult place to navigate. Unless you know the ground. So
for all those people, by the way, who didn't get a call from Bernie, we can introduce you. Team Tulsi's looking for good people in California. You know who you are. You want to get with the biggest anti-war, the anti-regime change candidate, and that's the whole thing. Just before we get on to the next one, too, the people who are kind of leaning towards Elizabeth Warren over Tulsi, they really need to get your shit together. Foreign policy matters, doesn't it, Johnny? It matters, and just because it's not populist doesn't mean it's important. If we don't get that shit straightened out, we can't have nice things at home. We can't have social programs at home. We can't increase our education. We can't get the proper health care. And I can't think of anything that is racist as can be as going around the globe and bombing brown people all over the place. So get it together, because it matters. And that's why we are with Tulsi, because of that reason. We want to stop the death. We want to stop the murdering. And we can't wait to get over there Wednesday night. By the way, we're going to be over with Lauren Steiner at our house, William Moses Somerville.
Robust opposition.
That's right. William Moses Somerville will be coming up to be part of a panel. We'll have special speakers coming in hopefully from Wisconsin, and Angie Akers. She's the one who had the tape over her mouth on the convention floor. Kit Cabela's asked to join in. We're waiting to hear back from a couple of the people from the campaign. But Wednesday night, look for our flyer. We're going to do it right, fam. I'm sorry. Let's get to this, because I know you got to get to work.
Okay, so Florida has released a poll Quinnipiac poll that says if the election for president were being held today, Donald Trump, who's a Republican, would get 42%, and Bernie Sanders would get 48%. And
that's in Florida.
This is in Florida, just in Florida, but. Florida, of course, is always a pivotal state. It's a swing state.
Oh, yeah.
We know that there are many Trump supporters in Florida, some of my own family members.
Mom.
Some of your own family member. But here's the thing. Florida is one of those places that can tell you how the election's going to go. And Hillary Clinton would not have those numbers. No. Joe Biden would not have those numbers. And even though I don't really trust in polls, I can tell you that yesterday there was thousands of Trump supporters lining up for this big rally for Trump. The only other person that can pull thousands of supporters to line up for him and wait hours to see him is Bernie Sanders.
UCF, right? Didn't he go to UCF?
He went to Orlando.
He went to Orlando, sorry. Yeah. And thousands of people, you guys told me.
Yeah.
Amway Center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But this is exactly showing you like how a southern state that went for Trump can easily go to Bernie Sanders. So I just wanted to point that out. And also, since we're speaking of Warren, a lot of people don't know about this.
I love this.
Watch
this.
Warren signed a letter, a secret Senate letter, where she was pushing for Hillary Clinton to run in 2016. Now, I know that many people were saying, well, it's okay. That's 2016. It doesn't matter. But here's the thing. A lot of us were waiting for her to endorse Bernie. Right? We were kind of hoping that she might do the right thing.
We counted on it.
And even said, oh, well, she didn't endorse anybody until later on. So, maybe she wanted to endorse Bernie, but, she just didn't do it because she felt like she had to at this point. No. She, from the beginning, had been pushing for Hillary Clinton to be the nominee. Mm-hmm. So she was there kind of gliding us along, making us think that she was going to endorse Bernie when that was never her intention. This says a lot about Warren. It says a lot about her character, about her integrity, and where she's going to stand. And we have seen this develop now into standing with the centrists, backing off Medicare for All, and being an actual enemy to Bernie Sanders. And you know how I said that the most dangerous people aren't Republicans for us right now. They're the establishment Democrats. Well,
Absolutely.
It's like this. It's worse when they're establishment Democrats pretending to be progressive. And that's what we deal with here in California. And that is why I've been speaking out against Warren, because she is one of those people that is pretending to be a progressive, but is really actually siphoning votes away from Bernie.
Yeah, well,
and I have no respect for people like that.
All right. Somebody said we got to start wrapping it up over here. Somebody's got to go on. You got to get to work. I'm going to make you some beautiful salmon. Can I bring it to your work? And can you eat it there? All right. You'll have a plate left in the microwave when you come home. I'm going to make salmon with a beautiful mustard grain sauce, some mashed potatoes. And what's the corn?
Why do you tell people this?
Because they love to hear this stuff. They want to know.
They're going to want you to cook for them.
Well, we'll send the picture. We'll bring it out there. You guys want to see my cooking. I love to cook. But I was making Fam a beautiful salmon, but she's got to rush off to work. So we got to get off over here. And I just want to also say that Barbara Boxer was in that letter, and that letter was written in 2013, October 30th. Fugazis. From the real people, I am Pasta Jardula.
COnvo out.
You're supposed to say Fiorella Isabel.
They know who I am.
And Johnny Tsunami over here.
Let's go. I got to go.
Johnny Opossum, get to work.
Nico's got to go.